Hey everyone, welcome to my September Tech Talk. This month I'm going to be talking about the anatomy of an email. And this might seem like I'm kind of throwing it back to the basics, but sometimes the basics are the things that we forget to include the most often. So I'm really just going to be walking through the core elements that should be included in any of your email marketing messages and why they're so important. Obviously, the design, the look and feel is going to vary based on the message you're sending, based on your branding and your company. But these core elements are things that you should never be leaving out. So let's start with the subject line. So 47% of people actually open an email just because of the subject line. So if you don't have a powerful one, if it's not enticing them to open your message, you could potentially lose 47% of your audience just like that. It could go to trash or they just ignore it. So a good tip when it comes to your subject line is trying to keep it 50 characters or below, because anything more than that probably won't even show up as a full message when it shows up in their inbox anyway. So you're losing half of that message. Moving down is branding. And so whether it's your logo, including your logo in the message, or your brand colors, branding is really important today because that's how you stand out, stand apart from your competition, and people are going to start recognizing your look and feel, the kind of messages you send. And so try tying in your branding whenever possible throughout your messages. Next is imagery. And so I would try and keep it to 3 images or less, because otherwise it can just get overpowering and unfocused. Even one focused image at the very top is a really easy way to include pictures. And the more powerful the message is within the picture, the better. People are really, really visual today. They don't want to read a ton of text with, no images to complement that text. And so try to include an image whenever you can. Next, call to action. This is probably the most important element that I want you guys to focus on. What is the purpose of you sending this message in the first place? If you don't have a goal of what you want to come from this message, you might want to question why you're even sending it. So think about those things that you want to come from this. Do you want people to attend an event? Do you want them to download a white paper? Do you want them to contact you about a new product? So just think about that goal and make sure that it's really clear what you want them to do once they receive this message. Next is content. So this includes the design and the text within your message. And the important thing to remember is that when it comes to the content of your email, less is actually more. People today, like I said earlier, are very visual. This is why images and videos are so much more powerful on social media and online on your websites today, because people just don't have the attention spans to be reading really text-heavy messages, and they'll probably ignore that actually. Today, 51% of email messages are actually opened on mobile devices, which ties directly into that comment about less being more, because people aren't going to be scrolling through tiny text on their mobile devices. They want to be simple, clear, to the point. So really focus on the core items that you want your message to include. If it's inviting someone to an event, what's the who, what, where, when, why of that event? If it's launching a new solution, what are the core features and benefits? And they can always reach out to you to learn more about that, which ties directly into that call to action. And then finally, this depends more on if you have a social media presence. I've covered social media in a previous Tech Talk, and so if you want to know why I think it's so important for businesses, go ahead and watch that one. But I would tie in social media pretty much wherever you can in any messaging that you're doing. It's just another way to be driving people to your content. And so, some popular ones are obviously Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So any way that you can continue driving people to those platforms, just include them right there in the footer. You never know who might follow you just because of that. So if you have any more questions about these core elements that I think should be in your email messages, obviously reach out to me at marketing@rapidscale.net. We can have a discussion about email marketing and how you can work with RapidScale to improve the messages you're sending. Thanks for watching today, you guys.